Sir, in your opinion, what do the Israeli statements about painful concessions signify? Of course, I'm referring to the to Yoav Gallant.
I think Israeli government, they don't want to go to deep negotiation. Even they send their delegation to Doha with the other delegation from United States. I think just this to gain more time to, let's say, kill more people in Northern Gaza and to let Northern Gaza to be empty from its people. So they just trying to get time by this negotiation, and this negotiation will not end to exchange the hostages.
Mr. Aldajah, sorry to interrupt you at this point, but when I said painful concessions and to secure the release of detainees, which was a statement made by, of course, Yoav Gallant, I meant to say that he was criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu. So what is the importance and significance of such statement at this point?
I think the significant point is the differences between Gallant and Netanyahu in the way how they are managing to return the hostages from Gaza. I think both of them, they are not going aside.
Yes, there's internal criticism, sir, between both of them now.
Yes, the criticism is there because, you know, there's the differences of vision and opinion. Gallant, he wants to go to, let's say, to go to negotiation that will save the hostages and return them back. But Netanyahu, he's not concerned with the hostages' life or to return them alive to Israel. So
sir, how do you read the importance of the Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant when he is in a confrontation and criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu at this point of this unprecedented war that's taking place in the Middle East?
Because Gallant, he is the responsible, let's say, at the military side, and he knows what his soldiers is facing in Gaza. And he knows that the Israeli government will not fulfill their promises to return the hostages from Gaza by war. He knows that. He knows very well that he will not get the hostages out of Gaza by military means. But Netanyahu don't concern with these things. So these differences, it's following from the beginning of the military process in Gaza. From beginning, they are in different sides and different ways of views about what if they should remain in Gaza or should withdraw from Gaza or all these things. So
okay, sir, this narrative means that Gallant sees that the military now is very under so much pressure, is facing a lot of challenges, and Netanyahu is caring about himself, whereas Gallant now is caring about the Israeli citizen and the detainees at this point, which is internal criticism from the government, which is in favor of all that's happening now at this point.
You know, yes, that's right. Because, you know, even the opposition parties, they say this war is Netanyahu's war. So even Gallant, he know that Netanyahu, he wants to remain in war because his future, political future, is related to the war. If the war stops, then I think there will be many questions, big question about his future, if he will remain in the office or not. So these differences let Netanyahu continue and not to listen to the opposition or to Gallant as a Minister of Defense to go in a true negotiation to accept the ideas and the initiative presented by Egypt or by Qatar or by USA.
So, sir, how do the current negotiations in Doha are different from previous rounds? And what are the chances of success this time, as we see that the Israeli side has become more weaker, of course, after the international condemnation and, of course, after France backing off and the United Kingdom backing off and, of course, the United States at this point as the Biden administration is moving on to elections. So how do you read it, sir?
I read it as the U.S. want to send a message to all the world that she's involved in a negotiation which will end to make peace in Middle East. But the true, there's double stand in American speech and messages to world and to Israel. I think United States is supporting Israel and their activities are armed activities which they are doing in Gaza or in Lebanon. But at the same time, they want to send message that they want to search for peace and they want to, let's say, make more efforts to make peace in Middle East and not to extend the war to be comprehensive war. That is why U.S., because of the election, sent the Blinken and the other delegation, CIA delegation, for the negotiation in Doha. But I don't think that there will be a real result that we can implement it in the ground. It won't be, because Netanyahu, if they will reach to any initiative that will be accepted by Hamas, Netanyahu will refuse and reject this any steps to solve the hostages problem.
Okay, sir, did you see that Netanyahu reach actually an objective, any of his objectives in this entire war where he took us into a region, all-out war at this point? Do you think that he reached any of his objectives on top of which the detainees, which are not yet released and we are fighting over, leave alone the United States and of course the stance of the United States, which we cannot discuss at this point because they're double standard. I don't know what they're aiming at as they're moving into a new phase now in less than a week.
I think Netanyahu maybe he get success in some certain logistic and some certain process, but not in strategic way. He gets some part or some objective, as he succeeded in it by entering Gaza now, but he's not getting his objective to destroy the leader of Hamas. Hamas is ideology, is an idea, is a liberation movement. So Hamas
and Hezbollah, sir, and all the leaders he has assassinated, he didn't reach anywhere, by the way. No. Thank you very much, Dr. Hassa Aldajah, for your valuable insights. Of course, we need chapters to discuss this together because you're such an informative guest that we'd love always to have you with us on our program, Professor of Strategic Studies. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.